Good morning and welcome to the South Dakota Transplant. I'm Jason, a member of the Minnehaha County Master Gardeners. This week, all about growing zones and soil temperatures.
This is the USDA's planting zone map. A solid rule of thumb is to find your location and color, find your zone on the chart on the right, and subtract one zone. Now let's talk about that. I live in zone 4B. For this zone, the average annual extreme minimum temperature is minus 20 to minus 25. However, getting lower than minus 25 for a few days usually happens every winter. So to be safe, I plan on a planting guide that allows for zone 4A. This can make a big difference in purchasing perennial plants. Check the winter hardiness of the plant. Many will say hardy to a certain temperature. For instance, I love gladiolus. I think they look great in the yard and as cut flowers. However, they aren't winter hardy in my area. Most can't take temperatures below zero. If I want to have glads, I need to dig them up every fall. So I just choose not to have them. In this less detailed chart, it just shows that I live in zone 4. Therefore, I choose zone 3. This will help ensure that the plants I choose are hardy enough, that is, can withstand the cooler temperatures and the shorter growing season to thrive where I live. The zone really does control what you can and should buy and plant. This year, for instance, I am planting strawberries for the first time. In this catalog, there are 11 kinds of strawberries, but only 3 that are hardy to zone 3. There are a couple that are hardy to zone 4, but I want to be safe with my purchase. So I'm limited to 3 options. Here in South Dakota, we have about a 4-month growing season. That means anything you plant that requires more than 120 days to mature is in real danger of not coming in for you. We also have longer days in the summer. At the summer solstice, for instance, we have over 15 hours of sunlight. Longer days mean more sun. Good for some plants, like long day onions, but potentially rough on others, like lettuce and spinach. Plants that like shade really need to be in the shade during those longer days. Once you've determined your zone and know what to plant, you need to know the soil temperatures to know when to plant. This is a basic soil temperature chart. Your state extension or crop services will maintain these charts. You can Google search the one that is best for your area. You want to do your check for 4 inches below bare soil. Right now, the temperature in my area, for instance, is in the low 30s, which is to be expected, so therefore it is way too early to plant. So here's the question. When and what can I plant? This is a pretty good basic plan for soil temperatures and planting. If you plant seeds when it's colder than these temperatures, they risk not germinating or rotting in the ground. If you put plants in when it is too cold, you can stunt their growth. Putting them in the ground too early doesn't give plants a head start. When plant growth is stunted, they grow less and put on less vegetables than if you had waited to plant them at the appropriate temperature. Tomatoes are a good indicator. If the soil is too cold when you put them in the ground, the plant and the leaves can actually turn purple. They will tell you that they are cold. Remember, if you're planting in containers, the ground will be colder than if you plant in the ground because there is less insulation around them. You may want to wait, for instance, to plant lettuce in pots until the soil temperature is closer to 50 degrees instead of 40 degrees. As always, if you have questions, contact your county extension office or local Master Gardener chapter.
Well, that's it for this week on the South Dakota Transplant. Next week, we'll be starting seeds and giving a time-lapse video of exactly how your starting seeds should look. Till then, happy gardening.